Hello and welcome to Indigo Blue. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm one of the design team. Today we're going to be doing a New Year's Eve card, or a New Year's card. We're in almost 2025, January. It's that horrible gloomy time of year, and it's quite nice to cheer somebody up with a 2025 card. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm using the large stencils, which are fantastic, and I'm also probably going to be using the large letters as well because I love them. And we are going to be using some sponge daubers, so I need to get those out. And I'm going to be using some ink on this because I'm not quite sure what colour I want to have this. I think I want to have it in, I keep thinking I want to have it in sort of a neutrally sort of colour, but then I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm going to have it in a neutral. I quite like doing sort of sepia type cards at the moment. So I'm going to take out a, don't know which, I think I might have this one, which is a little bit darker. So I've got a couple of inks out. Use whatever inks you've got. You can use acrylic paints. I did get these ones out, clotted cream, but I think it's going to be a little bit too pale for what I want. So and we're going to cut these ones out because I want a little bit of extra sort of dimension. So I am just sponging in on these. Like this, and then I want to hopefully not move it. It's where you should take them down, but I don't tend to take things down. Technical term, I wing it. Wing it is a technical term. So I tend to, I'm not an overly precise crafter. So let's hope I can. Yes, I can. So I just want to, this is a bit darker, and I just want to give a little bit of a, just maybe a little bit of a highlight in there of a slightly different colour. So let's take this one and do 25 it's going to be, isn't it? So let's, as I've got the 5 already in position, and I can just smooth those in as well, because I quite like the idea of having something that is just sticks out a little bit, and this is the darker one, so I'm just going to have just a little bit of dark around here. Not everywhere. Make sure I don't get my daubers mixed up, then I can just sort of blend that. Okay, so that's going to give me my 2 and my 5, and can you see you've got just sort of a little bit of light and dark in on there. That's going to be the 0 because it's 2025. Gracious, it's incredible, isn't it, how time flies. I always think that, you know, time just seems to whiz by. And yet when I was young, time always seemed to take a long time. It's funny, my birthday is in December, the beginning of December. And it always used to be ages and ages away from Christmas as a child. So my birthday is the 2nd of December, so it's quite near to Christmas, but it was always like, oh my goodness, it's such a long time till Christmas. And it wasn't, but as a child it seemed to be forever. Now that I'm older, as the years go by, it seems to be, you know, 1 year to the next seems to be really quick. So you're going to have to excuse it. My little dog is going to bark now because my neighbour's just taking the his dogs out for a walk. And my little dog has to turn around and go, huh, what's going on there? Right, okay, so that's my 2025. These I can just literally wash out in the sink, so that's fine. And what I'm going to do with these is, because I want to have a little bit of extra, just going to put those up in there, hopefully without knocking the camera. I just want to do some extra on here. So I'm going to use, I'm going to use a Posca pen, and I'm just going to do it in, now, do I do it in, I'm going to do it in gold, I think, actually, because I want it to be quite sort of bright, because it's sort of Christmassy, isn't it, or New Year's-y. So I'm just going to go around the edge in a gold pen to just make it look a little bit brighter. I always have to turn my paper around because otherwise I end up going, as I have been on this one, not in a precise thing. Hopefully my head's not coming too much into the camera. It's the only trouble when you're concentrating and doing things, your head can come into shot too much. So I'm trying to do it, keep my head out, but still see what I'm doing. So I'm just coming round on here. Oh, we're going to have lots of, I hope you can't hear that too much. My dog's now gone racing upstairs to see next door's dogs going out because they bark. They get so excited. I back onto a 300-acre deer park. So it's absolutely lovely for going for walks. So most of the people in this area have dogs, because when you live that near to a park, it's ideal for going for long walks. But my dog seems to, she's a little rescue, and she thinks that the whole of the park is hers, and anybody walking outside the house as well to go up the road is has to be barked at to just tell me that, are they supposed to be there? Dogs are funny. I do adore them. I bought my house here 30 years ago, and in those 30 years I've had 3 different rescue dogs, and they're getting smaller and smaller as I get older and older. So I started off with a golden retriever from Battersea, and Battersea's country place, which is in Englefield Green. And then I had a black Labrador for 13 years, and now I've got my little Spaniel cross, who is, she's 9 now, and I got her at 7 months old. She was a little rescue at 7 months old, and she's adorable. There's nothing like having a dog as a companion. It's really nice, and it gives you lots of exercise as well. Right, I think after all that rabbiting, I've gone round it all. So we've now got just like a little bit of a gold edge on there, which I think is quite nice. I might do Not sure yet. I might do something a little bit different on there as well, but I haven't decided. So what I'm going to do with this is we are going to, let's find my scissors, or a pair of scissors. I'm going to cut this out. So what I want to do is to cut them out. Now, you can put them straight on. You can do them with texture paste, but texture paste would take longer to dry. So, oops, excuse me, crashing into the camera. That was me taking my glasses off. I keep forgetting I have my glasses on my head and my camera's quite low. So if I then put my my head across, I then have it in the way. Now I'm just going to give it a little bit of a extra bit of border on here so that this gold shows. And I'm just going to cut them out. But I want to cut them out with the little piece left on here to join them together. And I'm doing this because I'm not sure of the size to be able to fit this in onto the card. Now I could have sort of measured it out a bit, but I thought it was easier to quite often I'm with cards, I like to just get going and then see how things develop, and that's my sort of style. It's not a very precise style, but it's the sort of thing that I love to just get going and see what develops. You know, it's lovely when people say, you know, my mojo's gone, and I go, well, I never have problems like that, because I always just sort of like look at the sort of the style that I'm going to go for, and then I will just have a play. Okay, so that's going to be a 5. Now this is my sheet which is going to go on to, so let's just put that like that. I'm not sure how it's going to fit, you see. I definitely can see that I'm not going to get the whole of the 2025 on there, but I'm hoping that I might be able to get it in at a slight sort of angle, which again I probably wouldn't have been able to do if I was trying to do it without cutting it out first. And it doesn't take very long. It's not something that you can see as well. I'm not being overly precise. If you were doing it, you'd take a little bit longer than me. I'm rushing this for the sake of the video so that you're not seeing me cut out and rabbit on for hours. But then it means that I can just take it round like that. This one could come in here, and as I say, I'm leaving the little pieces on because it really won't matter, because I've got the same coloured card base which will go with it. So it's either going to be clean and simple, or we're going to do something a bit fancy to it, and I'm not sure. 25. Again, these are great, these stencils, for doing birthdays and things like that, because birthdays, anniversaries, because you can jazz them up as much as you like. And it's the sort of thing as well, if you wanted to, you could just, and this is what I tend to do, if I'm sitting in the evening sometimes, I have like a lap tray, and then I'll do a whole pile of these and then just cut them out. So I've always got the numbers ready for, now I am going to go up on this bit because I don't want that piece in the centre, I don't think, do I? Or do I? It won't matter. It won't matter because it's the same colour. If it was a different coloured card, I would cut that centre piece out, but I don't think I'm going to have to for this one. But as I say, I don't want it too close because I want to keep that little gold edge that we've done on there. So let's just come out here, take it round. I always have to be careful because when I'm when I'm cutting, I find that I end up coming off camera because I get nearer and nearer to me and further away from the center of the table. So if I have gone off a little bit, excuse. Just happens to be depending how you're cutting and working. Okay, so that's our number 2. Okay, let's get rid of all these little scrappy pieces here because we don't need those. Right, so I want to have 2025 on this. This is a card that I've got, so I can have it 2, 0, 2. It's not going to fit, is it? Can have 2, 0, 2. It's funny because it should be longer that way, unless I do 0, 2. No, it just, I can only get 3 in, can't I? How can I get my 2025 on here? I can maybe get it down. Let's get it down at an angle like this. That will work, won't it? Okay, so I can have it down at an angle. I wanted this, the reason that I wanted it like this was I want her on there because I think she's really lovely. So I wanted her. Actually, that wouldn't matter so much if that was out of the way, would it? So that's going to have to come up in on here. Now, have I got a happy or something? Happy 2025 is probably what we need to try and work on here. That's my base. So this is how it's sort of starting to go. Needs to have a little bit more work and stuff going on. So I need something here. And I might have a happy of some sort. I'm just looking to see if I've got anything out that's got happy on it. I think I've got quite a few things that have got happy. I've got a big, bear with me a second while I just have a look. I think I've got a big, where is it? It's in one of these ones. Here we go. So on this one, I've got a big happy, which is a happy Christmas. So I can put the happy down on there, can't I, in that corner. We need some bits around the edges as well, but that's fine. We can start working on that. I want to do some more to those letters because they're looking a bit boring, aren't they? So we'll jazz these letters up a little bit, I think. We want this happy up in this corner. So all I need to do is to pop it onto a, here we go, let's pop it onto a little block like this, because all I want is the happy bit on there. So let's take it that way. I'm going to do it in black, I think, or do I do it in grey? I think I'm going to do it in black. Says me. What have I done with my black? It's my black. I think my black might be just down on here on the desk where I've been using it. It always helps if you have your things organised, doesn't it? But this is what I call real crafting. It's going to have to go in grey because I haven't got. I can't find my black at the moment, but that's fine. The grey is a little bit softer, which is quite nice. So this is the Versifying Claire Morning Mist. Just need to make sure I haven't got too much on there. And we'll have this just in this corner like that. That's perfect. So I'm just going to have that little happy there. Then I won't forget that I've got the happy 2025. Now, I want to jazz these ones up a bit. I can actually do them when they're on, can't I? I need to have something in the background. So she's going to come in on the bottom like that. Then we've got the 2. the 0, the 2, and the 5. 5 there. See if I need to move it up a little bit. And this is where you can just sort of juggle things a little bit. That's going to work okay, isn't it? Yes. Okay, now I want to do something in the background, so it's looking very plain, isn't it? And then we're going to jazz these letters up as well. So in here, what do I like? I love this crackle. I've used this crackle so much, but it is one of my absolutely favourite stamps. It's in the Journaling Textures number 2. And it's one that I just love to use. Really love to use. But I want it quite soft. So I'm going to, I don't want it, you know, too much in there because it's going to block the other things. Now that's a pale grey, isn't it? I've got a pale grey ink here, but what I probably will need to do is to stamp it off once so it's not too bright. Let's put that, yes, because you can see that's going to be very, very dark, and I don't want it to be very, very dark, I don't think. Or I might do. It depends, says me. Do I want it very dark or not? It won't matter. It won't matter. So I can do it dark. So I'm just going to take it in on the corner like that. Oh, that's quite nice. I do love that. And then I can take one like that. Take that in there. And take that up here. It's quite good because you can actually just take it whichever sort of way you want. It does work vertically as well as horizontally, so you can just take pieces in and out however you want. Oops, make sure I've got some in the top here like this. Now my happy's gone a little bit, but I don't think it matters that much, does it? No. There we go. Okay, so I've got the lovely crackle on there, only because I absolutely love this crackle. Just obsessed with it, and I think that that works really well. I might just do some bits around the side, so let me just put that up, because then if I put her on, can you see how she works really well with the grey? The happy's a little bit pale now, but I don't think it matters that much. It's just giving a little nod to Happy 2025. I could have put New Year and those sorts of things, but if I'm sending it in, you know, the first week in January or something, it's probably past the Happy New Year. It's a 2025 card, which you can send sort of in the first week of January. So I'm going to take, that looks like a grey. Is that a grey or is that a green? Let me just have a look. I always have a piece of scrap here. Oh, that's a blue. Don't want that. I wanted a, that's probably, that's better. Right, I want some grey, and I'm just going to go round the edge like this, because it'll just bring it all in quite nicely. And the lady that I was showing you is from the paper book Ladies of Science. There's two in that sort of series, Ladies of Science and Gentlemen of Science. And the Ladies of Science evidently is the first time that anybody has ever done ladies of science. There's been quite a few gentlemen of science, but very few ladies. And I just love these ladies because they just look, they've got, you know, the dresses and high collars and you know, the turn of the century sort of dress, which is, I just think is rather nice. Okay, so that's going to go like that. I just need to clean that off, put that back in on there, clean that off with my mucky rag, then we won't get ink over everything. That's my scrap piece, that's my lady. But I think that they're just beautiful. There's a whole paper pad, and there you are. You see, that looks much better on there. Even though I'm doing it on the sepia, it will tie in together. Now I want to do something with these letters to just jazz them up a little bit more. So, and I was going to do it when they were stuck on, wasn't I? Yes, I am. I'm going to take the risk and do it when they're stuck on. So we'll have her in on the bottom, and I'm just positioning at the moment, and then we want the two right up at the top. Then we can have the 0 there because we still know that that's a 0. Then we can have the 2 down in on here, and we want the 5 down in on the bottom. So I do want to take this piece out. Do you remember I said that I didn't think I needed to, but I do. So because it just doesn't look right. So I'm literally just going to take it down on one side. I don't need to take it all the way out both sides. And with this I could cut it out and leave the cream part so that it's all of the little pieces are separate, but I'm not going to do that because it's a little bit fiddly and we don't really need to. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing these down. So that 2 is definitely going to be right up in on the corner. So let me just grab some glue. And then I can just put that down. I'm not going to stick the lady down yet because she's going to go over the top of a couple of the numbers. So if I put that in there, that's got to come right up the top here, about as near to the top as I can get it. There we go, that's the 2. She comes here. So the 0 is going to tuck in like that, which is why I said I wasn't going to be decorating the numbers until it's all stuck down. And I know that's a bit of a risk because if you mess it up, then you've messed the whole thing up. But at the end of the day, it's only paper, isn't it? So you can always start again. But I think it will work quite well. So I want this one to be tucked in and come about to there like that. Is that cheese in the corner? Can it come up a little bit? Yes. So that can come to there. Okay, so that's 20. And I'm just keeping her here for a minute because all of these are going to be tucked under. But as long as you can see what it says, I don't think we need to be overly fussed. And I just wanted her to be in because I thought she was just a really nice sort of vintage look. So she's going there. So this is going to come in like that. can just stick that one down. So 2020, and then the 5 goes in on the bottom, and we've got the whole lot in. So you can fiddle around with numbers and things if they don't fit, and that's one of the ways, by cutting it out, you can see that it overlaps a little bit, but it still works pretty well. So I'm just putting this in like this. I'm going to take this one to the bottom. Come on. Take that one in like that. Okay, so that's got our 2025. That can now go in on top of there. Maybe just a little bit skew with slightly on that one, but I think that's all right. Now, this is double-sided, and I've actually put it onto a little bit of paper because I had, she was going to go on something else, and when I put it all together, that's why I said it's only paper, I didn't like it. So I just got rid of that one. So she's going to come in on the bottom like that. Okay. Right, that looks good. Now we need to just jazz this up here, the 2025, and I need to do something with that happy because it's not showing up enough. So we're going to work on that happy as well. But I'm literally just going to go around the edge of this, and I'm going around the edge of this in black. Because then it just stands out a bit more. So we've still got the gold on the inside, but on the outside we've got this nice black. Says me. The only difficulty is, that's why I said I need to turn my pen so I get it round nicely. Okay, that's the 5, and then that's the 2, which is quite good because the 2, we haven't got it all in there. So I can go up round the edges of this. It just makes it, whoops, stand out a little bit more, even though I'm getting it a little bit cockeyed because I'm going a bit fast. If you go slowly, you don't end up making as much of a mess. But it's going to be all right because we are going to take these letters up a little bit more as well. So I'm just going round here. And as I say, I find that if I go inside, so if I turn my paper and I'm going round like this, then it works a little bit better. And if my head's coming in at all, excuse me, because sometimes when I'm trying to get stuff that's quite close, my head gets a bit too close. So I'm trying to get my head a little bit further out of camera shot. If you don't really want to see the top of my head, but if you do, apologies. Let's take that round there. We've just got this on here. like that. Okay, so that's got the 2025. Now I want to take it to the next level as well. So I'm going to do, we're going to have little dots on here. So I'm literally just dotting. Now I could have used a slightly bigger pen. This is going to have lines. I'm going quiet because I'm concentrating. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this in on each one. Okay, so that's got a line. This one is going to have the dots again. I might use the bigger pen because these are a little small and I want them a little bit bigger, I think, but these are perfect for doing this sort of line. And I'm trying to follow it across so that it works evenly across on each one. So when we come across on here, it's almost as even as we can make it, like that. That's better, that's standing out a bit more, isn't it? I'm just going to take the, there it is, the bigger black one to do my spots with, because I think the spots on there just aren't quite big enough. So I want these to just be a little bit more pronounced. And they're very random, but that just gives a little bit of different texture. Like that. That's better, I like that. The happy we need to do slightly differently, don't we? Have I still got that happy? What have I put it? There it is, it's still on there, isn't it? So I'm just not, see if I can put it just on this little block there for a minute. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it being so pale. You can't really see it at all. So I'm going to, I want to take it in black, and I am going to find my black ink pad, which I think I might have just popped down here somewhere. No, I don't know quite what I've done with that one. Have I got a new one? I should have one somewhere because I want it in black. I don't want it in anything paler. So let me have a look and see. I might just do it in, I've got some Memento here, that'll do. It's a black. I just wanted a black on here to go. That's my happy. And I'm going to put this on too. As soon as I do this, you can guarantee I'll find the piece. I'm just going to put it onto here because I want, that's better. Because it's black, it's going to stand out a little bit more. And then I'm just going to take this out like this, because as I say, that happy just gets lost because it's so similar in colour to the background, and I don't like the fact that it got a bit lost. So is that better? Take that down just a little bit. I want that chopped down just a little bit so it's a bit more level. And then we can put this one just in like that. Yes, you see that's better. That stands out immediately. Now I'm not sponging around the edge of that because I want it to stand out. So I'm just literally adding a little bit of glue on here. Pop this in. And then I'll put this in on there. Like that. That's better. And then I just want to use this dark one to go round the edge to just pop the edge of the card as well. And then I think we're done. I think that's going to be it. So let me just take this round the edge. Around there. So it just ties it in when we put it onto the card base. Like that. Put that lid on like that. And then I've noticed, just got a little tiny bit poking through, but I don't think, probably should just take it off, shouldn't I? That's better. Okay, so now I've got my card base like that. Oh yes, I like that. So that's a take on a happy 2025. I'll glue that down later. And there you go. You've got a nice 2025 card, which I think looks quite fun. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.